Warm welcome to all of you. This is A K Asnani from Smart VRC Bhopal, and we are going to start a presentation. This will be followed by question and answer session. Your audio is in mute mode till the end of the presentation, and during the question and answer session, I shall ask you one by one to unmute your audio and ask the question. So the topic is, it's time to act and act fast. Okay, it is always a time to act, but why fast? So that is the main topic of today, and duration will be about 30 to 40 minutes. So we are starting with a very nice message from Mr. Kumar Mangalam Birla, and he has posted this a kind of a blog on his website adityabirla.com, and this was posted yesterday, that is 28 January 2022. The topic is 2122 My Reflections, and the excerpts read like this. In India, a generation of entrepreneurs are now taking advantage of economic reforms as profound as those in 1991. The twin balance sheet problem of stressed loans and over-leveraged corporates is also behind us, and therefore the coming decade will see an upsurge in capital expenditure across many sectors. I believe we have upon us a forthcoming decade of Capex Mahotsav in India. This last line carries a lot of meaning, and from a person of stature of Kumar Mangalam Birla, whose companies have interest in many sectors. So this is the way we are starting today. And in most of the cases, as we do, we start with a poll. And once again, here is the today's poll. Healthy economy is good for healthy stock returns. Yes or no? As simple as that.
According to finance formulas, the formula for the total stock return is the appreciation in the price plus any dividends paid, divided by the original price of the stock. The income sources from a stock is dividends and its increase in value.
So you have on your screen the facility to cast your, I can say, your vote. So we are 86 participants and 62 of them have given your verdict. I request all of you to participate. So 5 seconds to go. So here is the result. 78% of the participants have participated, and 93% say this yes, and only 7% say that no. Healthy economy is not the second one. As per them, healthy economy is not good for healthy stock returns. So I can't say who is right or who is wrong, but from long-term perspective, yes, healthy economy is good for healthy stock returns. This is very much a correct statement. So the webinar contents are like this. Inflation and interest rates, why FIIs are selling, upcoming budget, UP elections, Ukraine, technology stocks, and act now. We are not going to provide much time to each of these topics except for the first one, because it has a real impact on the economy, not only on India, but around the globe. So the first one is inflation and interest rates. To give you an example, you can see a small plant, and there is a small pot also, and there is a underwater plant. एक गमले में, मिट्टी का गमला है, उसमें एक प्लांट है, छोटा सा पेड़ है, और उसमें हम अगर पानी नहीं देंगे तो इस तरह से कुछ सूख जाता है. Now there is another plant wherein it is overwatered, and how it is evident that it is overwatered? Through the leaves. You can see the change of the color of the leaves at the end. It has turned brown. ज्यादा पानी देने से पेड़ सड़ जाता है, हम सभी लोग जानते हैं. और अगर हम सही मात्रा में उसको पानी देते हैं, if it is adequately watered, then this is the shape of the plant. Why I am giving you this example has a lot to do with economy. Now the beauty of this pot is it has a hole, so that the issue of overwatering does not happen. Even if it is overwatered, the extra water will flow out of these holes. But same is not with the economy. Why I am saying so is like this. During the time of COVID, a lot of money has been, I can say, has been thrown into the economy, especially in USA. Now, because of this extra money into the system, there is a problem of inflation. As we all know, not only US, but around the world, the countries are facing inflations at multi-decades high. Yes, multi-decades high inflation issue is there. It is just because of the extra money into the system, interest-free money into the system. Now, this is the Fed interest rates from last 65 years, rather I should say 67 years, from 1955 to 2020. And this is how the rate of interest have varied in USA. Now you can see since 2009-10, that is the post-2008, what is better known by Lehman crisis, interest rates are almost zero. Till 2016, they were zero. And from 2016 onwards, the Federal Reserve is a central bank in USA, like RBI in India. So the effective federal funds interest rate was almost zero from 2009 to 2016 for good 7 years. And from 2016 onwards, they started increasing the interest rates because their economy was strengthening till 2020. Due to the COVID, there was a sharp reduction in the growth rate of economy. We are talking about the US markets presently. And to lift the economy, the US Federal Reserve, they reduced the interest rates to zero. Yes, it was reduced from 2.5% to zero. As you can see in the chart, the last leg. And now the rate of interest is zero. Now the problem with the Fed is they are already at bottom. Okay, you can see from this chart, during the last history of 65 years, it is only during the last 12-14 years that they have resorted to an interest rate of zero. They cannot keep it long at zero because they don't have much to do to revive the economy from here on. And also there is a lot of inflation. So there is no other option but to raise the rate of interest, and that is for the betterment of the economy. That is how I compared it with a underwater and overwatered plant in a pot. Now this is another interesting chart. Fed interest rates versus S&P 500. This is an index of USA. And of course, I could not get up to 2021-22, but till 2014, this is the chart, and this is a pretty long chart, which shows that there are only small periods when there was really an impact of hike in interest rates. I mean to say, when the rate of interest was increasing and the market was declining. So this, as you can see, these are very, very small pockets wherein they moved in the opposite direction. Otherwise, it is always up. Why? It is like this. We have just I mean to say, where we were in 2019 and where we are today is just at the same position. Now I'm talking about the Indian economy. From here on, we have to grow. From here on, lots of incentives are given by the government, because we have to go past the 2019 levels. So a lot of effort is required, and at this point of time, inflation is up. So there is a strong case for increase in interest rates, and nothing to be worried. Why? We'll come back. So this I was talking about in 2019-20, if the cycle was here, economic cycle. Now we have gone to the bottom during 2019, 2020 and 21, and now I believe we are slightly above 2019-20 levels. Now still there is a lot of upside to go. We are not peaking out. Definitely we are not peaking out, because most of our corporate sector is debt free or with very low level of debts. So there is no reason that any company will go out of business just because of paying high interest rates. And there will be a series of interest rate hikes around the world, and then there will be an excess at the peak side, means maybe after 7, 8 or 10 times when the rate of interest will be hiked in US, then only you can think of that, yes, there can be a peaking out. I mean to say, this is the top. So I'm not giving you the exact position where we are, but definitely we all should know in the economic cycle approximately where we are, so that accordingly we can take the actions in our portfolio. Now the question arises, why FIIs are selling? See, the amount of money they have invested in India or maybe in other developing countries is very, very small compared to the total amount of money they have for investment. They have lots of money invested in US stocks, and around the world, not only in the stock market, they are heavily invested into the debt markets. And now they have to optimize their returns. So if there is an increase of rate of interest in bonds, they will definitely try to shift some money from equity to debt. And that is how, when they sell, even if they sell for 5,000 crores in Indian markets, market falls. For them, 5,000 crores is a very small amount. But for us in India, for the stock market, 5,000 crores is a big amount. So that is how I have seen most of the many investors are crying that why FIIs are selling. See, it is their money, it is their judgment. We cannot say why they are selling or why they should not sell. It is their money. We also do it. If suppose there is you have a money divided between debt and equity, and tomorrow rate of interest on bank FD goes to say 10%. Will you not shift some money from your equity to debt? Yes, it is possible. Maybe about 2% or 5% of your total investments you may shift from equity to debt. And that is what the FIIs are doing. So nothing to be worried. It is not that the economy is peaking out or there is something wrong with the Indian economy. So next is the upcoming budget. So budget is, I have been into the market since 1988, and I see that every time, every year before the budget, there are a lot of expectations, lot of rumors, what is going to happen in this budget. And for a day or two, there is an impact of the budget on the stock prices. And after a week, you will find that it was like a non-event. Most of the cases, more than I can say 90% of the cases, budget proves to be a non-event type of an event. So, and many a times what you find is favorable for a certain company in the budget, and that stock may move up sharply, and after 20-25 days or maybe after a month or two, you will find that the share price has retraced all the gains and you get an opportunity. So don't get excited with the declaration of the budget. Be cool and take decisions with patience. Next is the UP elections. UP elections is again not going to prove or disprove anything. It is just a small event. Many state elections take place during a period of 4 or 5 years. Almost all the states go for elections, and from the previous charts of the stock index, maybe Nifty or Sensex or any kind of index, you cannot make out what happened during that particular month for that particular state's elections. So if for some reason, maybe whatever is the outcome of UP elections, if for some reason market reacts sharply, then take that as an opportunity to pick your selected stocks. And same is with Ukraine. Yes, there are issues in Ukraine, but as I said, around the globe, the economies are not doing well, and no economy would dare to afford a war at this point of time. Coming to the technology events, technology stocks. Yeah, lot of talk about the technology stocks nowadays. And before that, we are taking a small pause. I am going to highlight some of the stocks which we recommended in our various services and how they perform, and what was the simple reason for their advice and what we did after the gains. So this is our very first product was Smart Gains. This is advisory services. We advise once in a week. And the second part is SBP, that is Smart Billionaire Picks, which is growing at the rate of 27% CAGR since last almost 21 years. Now here I have picked a single stock, that is Tata Elxsi, and that we purchased at 12:32 on 23rd September 2020. Now, if you see from this chart, you will find that this price was almost the highest price during the previous 4 years. And at this price, we purchased it, and still we are holding it. Why I am highlighting this stock? Because a single stock can do wonders for your portfolio. Now, this stock purchased at 12:32. Today price is 7272. That gives a returns of 6 times in just 18 months. 6 times. So that is a huge gain. And that was not other than a company from Tata's. And the simple reason of including this stock in SBP was a very strong positive statement made by the company management after the declaration of second quarter results. Yes, that was the only reason. Performance was not that good. Yes, it was reasonably good, but it was the statement made by the Tata Elxsi's management. That is the only reason we purchased this stock, and you can see the gains. Now comes the weightage. Suppose I keep a 4% weightage in this stock, and it multiplies 6 times. Assuming that the rest of the stocks are at the same level, your weightage will increase from 4% to more than 20%. If the portfolio doubles, then your weightage will increase from 4% to 12%, 13%. So that is the kind of impact such stocks can have in your portfolio. And that is a cool game. Just we are sitting. Just we are watching the results every quarter. If the things are all right, just hold it. Wait for next 3 months results. There is another product with the name of Smart Multibaggers. In a year, we provide about 12 to 15 advisors. And in this product, based on the intensive restructuring undertaken by the company, Deepak Fertilizer, we advised this stock. And as you can see, we advised on 4th of June 2021 at rupees 295. And the last yesterday, it was 542, and that was in upper circuit. So what was the case here? I'm watching Deepak Fertilizer from last so many years. I know this company, it was in fertilizer, and like other fertilizer companies, this company was also doing just a mediocre performance. Then they went for heavy restructuring of operations. They decided to shift some of the products from a fertilizer category to specialty chemicals, to TAN, and there are many other areas where they have transformed, where they have shifted and they are transforming the company. So that was the simple reason, and performance was fabulous. It was available at a P ratio of 7 at the time of the recommendation, and even today the P ratio is not that high, but still our targets are very, very high for this stock. This is not a recommendation. This is just I am showing you what we have recommended in Smart Multibaggers, because even if I exit, you are not going to come to know when we have exited. That will be intimated to only the subscribers. Now this is the product performance. BSE Sensex in 2021, in the calendar year 2021, was up by 21.69%. Smart Gains internal rate of returns was 78.32%. You just make the comparison. We have performed 3.5 times better than BSE Sensex. This was for the pick of the week. For Smart Gains, Smart Billionaire picks, it was up by 56.53%. Smart Billionaire internal rate of return was fabulous, 99.84%, almost touching 100% returns. Smart Freedom Stocks, 42.8%. So this is the performance, and nevertheless, the last, not the least, Smart SIP has given 58% internal rate of return. So this was the performance of all our products. We also can help you in becoming a smart investor. We have a stock advisory, as I have shown you the products we have. And then we have also the Smart Insights Pro. This is a set of small videos of about 18 to 20 minutes each. Those who are highly interested in increasing their awareness, in increasing their knowledge, in sharpening their tools for stock market, they can really go for these products. And then I am also an author of the book Way to Billionaire. The book is available in English as well as Gujarati language. Also audio is available on our website. And financial freedom calculators also we have. For all these things and other things also, you can visit our website smartvrc.com. How we are different from other advisors? In my team, we have a small team of 4 players. Apart from me, I am the CEO and founder and owner of Smart VRC. We have with us Mr. Kishore Purswani. He is looking after the marketing and also the strategies of how Smart VRC should go ahead. He has an experience of about 36 years, and I have an experience of about 33 years. We have the ability to find the worth of the stock. आप टेलीविजन खरीदने जाते हैं, ओके, आपने पूरा इंटरनेट पे सर्च किया और आपने पता किया कि ये मेरे को जो फीचर्स टेलीविजन के चाहिए उसकी प्राइस करीब 50,000 रुपए होनी चाहिए. आप मार्केट में जाते हैं और आप जब टेलीविजन का प्राइस पूछते हैं और आप जस्ट एज्यूम करिए कि आपको सामने वाला बोलता है 1.5 लाख रुपए. व्हाट वुड बी योर इमीडिएट रिएक्शन? हो, अरे ये तो 50-60 हजार रुपए का होना चाहिए, आप 1.5 लाख रुपए कैसे बोल रहे हैं, राइट? लेकिन अगर आपको कोई बोलता है कि स्टॉक खरीदिए, इसकी प्राइस 5,000 रुपए, आपने कभी पूछा है कि 5,000 रुपए क्यों होनी चाहिए? Why it is 5,000 rupees? Why not 4,000 rupees or why not 6,000 rupees? Yes, that is what is stock market. You should know the worth of the stock. अगर आपको स्टॉक की वर्थ पता नहीं है, अगर आप ऐसे ही शेयर खरीद रहे हैं, तो whatever profits you are getting is just because of the market movements and not because of your expertise. Try to understand that. We always advise in a closed loop. Closed loop, I mean to say, if you have got a buy advice from our side, you will also get a sell advice. There are a lot of purchase advice given on available free on newspapers and television sets and social media. Everyone says that buy this, buy this, buy this, but they never ask you when to sell. If the stock goes up, then they will tell you that we have advised at such and such price and this has become so much. But if the stock goes down, they are quiet. So that is another feature. Our advice works in a closed loop fashion. Then we also provide you the weightage allocation in your portfolio. That plays a very crucial role, as I described with the example of Tata Elxsi. All the advices are given during market hours and during the current price. Not that ये share जब इतना नीचे गिर जाए तब खरीदना. Not like this. आज जो रेट चल रहा है, अभी जो रेट चल रहा है, इसी में आपको परचेस करना. So that is another key differentiator. And we have got a very, very strong performance of 27% CAGR in SBP from last 21 years. ये आपको सभी कुछ चीजें बताता है जो एक अच्छी एडवाइस में होनी चाहिए. 21 years is a very, very long period. Lot many governments have come and gone. Lot many elections have been fought. बहुत कुछ हो गया इन 21 सालों में. Still, we are at 27% CAGR, and at this rate, money multiplies 10 times in 10 years and 100 times in 20 years. And that is how the title of my book is Way to Billionaire. We are going to take SBP from 1 lakh to 100 crores. Presently, we are at 1.36 crores. Yes. So that was all about our products. Now, continuing with our webinar contents, we were at technology stocks. Oh, these are some of the technology stocks and how they have performed from their 52-week high. Car trade is down by 59%. Paytm is down by about 58-57%. IndiaMart is down by about 53%. Zomato is down by about 46-47%. And then we have got InfoEdge down by 40% and Nykaa down by 34%. Why I am showing all this? Because the market is down by only 8%. Market is down by 8%. Why these stocks are down so much? Why? And majority of these are IPOs. Car trade, Paytm, Zomato, Nykaa. These are all IPO stocks. And except for Nykaa, all these are making losses. Car trade, I'm not very sure. And the others are making losses. So, but why these stocks are so much decline? And what next? So, when I started, I also started with an IPO. And like others, I also believe that IPOs are the safest way to enter the market. I was told like that, but I have a strong conviction that IPOs are not safe. The person who is selling the shares, just imagine, आपका कोई बिजनेस होगा, आप अगर अपने शेयर्स को सेल करेंगे तो आप क्या चाहेंगे? आप चाहेंगे कि मेरा ज्यादा से ज्यादा प्राइस में सेल होना चाहिए शेयर, राइट? And that is how the problem is. There are very, very few companies, managements which want that the investors should also get benefited. That we call as shareholder friendly management. Now the question is, assuming that you invested in a stock and it fell by 60% in 6 months when the market fell by 8%, जैसे कि हम अभी बात कर रहे थे, what you will do now? आपके पास कोई शेयर है, आपने इन्वेस्टमेंट किया और वो करीब 50 से 60% डाउन है 6 महीने के अंदर, जबकि मार्केट सिर्फ 8% डाउन है. आप क्या करेंगे उस शेयर का? Will you continue to hold? Second is invest in another fast grower. Third is sell and wait for the opportunity. And the last one is sell and invest in bank FD. Now you have the opportunity on your screen to participate. I hope the question is very clear. What is the option? What you will do? Just imagine that you invested in a technology stock or any other stock and fell by 50 to 60% within 6 months when the market is pretty stable and market is down by only 7 to 8%. What you are going to do? Will you continue to hold? आप उसी को रखे रहेंगे? आप किसी और फास्ट ग्रोअर में लगाएंगे? आप सेल कर देंगे और अपॉर्चुनिटी का इंतजार करेंगे और सेल एंड इन्वेस्ट इन बैंक एफडी. So 75% of the investors have participated in this poll. I request more participation. Within next 5 seconds, we will close this poll. Please participate. My request. So total 76% investors have participated, and here is the result on your screen. 21% say that continue to hold. So that depends what kind of stock you have and how much confidence you have. But one thing is very clear, if the stock has fallen by 60% as compared to 8% fall in the market, there is something very seriously disturbing in the company, in the valuations. So be very careful. If you continue to hold, you may lose more, quite possible. And the other way is also possible. It depends on your conviction. It depends on the stock you hold. Second is invest in another fast grower, and that has got the highest vote, that is 52%. Invest is in another fast grower. Now this is a typical behavior. Since we have lost pretty good amount of money in a very fast way, so we want to recover it equally fast. But remember one thing, if you lose 60%, then you have to gain 150%. So if you have lost 60% in 6 months, it is really very difficult to regain to the same levels. That means to gain 150% in next 6 months. Even if you do, then also you are at par. So for a year, you have lost. I can say it was an opportunity cost. So be very careful and don't get aggressive. अब मैं देखता हूँ एक जनरल मेंटालिटी है, अच्छा मुझे 60% लॉस हुआ है, अब मैं एक ऐसे स्टॉक पे लगाऊंगा कि ये मेरा रिटर्न्स 6 महीने में आ जाएगा या 3 महीने में आ जाएगा. No, don't act like this. Don't act like this. It will further drag you down. Yes, because now you have become more riskier, right? You invested in a stock which was risky, and now you are going to invest in a further riskier stock. Don't do that mistake. The third option was sell and wait for the opportunity. Yes, this is a good way, and opportunities come. Yes, had you not applied in the IPO of many technology stocks or many even non-technology stocks, and today you have the opportunity to invest at 30% discount, 40% discount, 50% discount. So you need to have a patience. Yes, there is a lot of scope in the technology stocks, but it depends which technology stock you are going to invest. The last option was sell and invest in a bank FD. So no one wants to, not even a single vote this option has received. So no one wants to sell and invest in bank FD. People are ready to continue to hold, but not ready to invest in bank FD. So I'm not saying any option is right or wrong. It depends on the individual. ये मेरे ऊपर डिपेंड करता है. मैंने अगर कोई स्टॉक खरीदा 60% नीचे, पहली बात तो मैं आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू होल्ड इट फॉर सो लॉन्ग. इफ एनी स्टॉक falls 50% more than the index or 100% more than that than the index, then I'm definitely going to quit, because that means there is something there is something wrong, which I am not knowing, but the market is knowing it. But the smart people are knowing it. Mr. Market is very, very smart. Sooner or later, your stock will come to the valuations which it actually deserves. Yes, Mr. Market से बहुत संभल के रहिएगा. बहुत स्मार्ट है ये मार्केट. आपको बहुत सारे स्विंग्स देगा ऊपर नीचे. अल्टीमेटली वो स्टॉक को उसके राइट वैल्यूएशंस पे लेके जाएगा. एंड दैट इज वेयर वी हैव एन एज. We wait patiently. Nothing is going to lose if we don't invest in it. सपोज पूरे मार्केट में बहुत तेजी टेक्नोलॉजी स्टॉक्स बढ़ रहे हैं और हमको उसमें से एक भी अच्छा नहीं लगता है स्टॉक, तो वी आर नॉट गोइंग टू इन्वेस्ट, वी आर नॉट गोइंग टू एडवाइस, राइट? We will wait for the opportunity, and this is what exactly we did. We have not recommended, I don't think we have recommended any technology stock till December 31st. Maybe one we have recommended, but now we are ready to advise technology stocks selectively. Yes, future is technology, but you have to be very, very careful. There is no hurry. You will get immense opportunities. So thanks for giving your vote, and that gives a good insight for all of us. Now we come to the act now. What action is required? It is like this. As I said, economy has bottomed out in 2020, 21, and now it is moving up. Market was also moving up. Market was unidirectional, but now you can feel the jitters. Market is showing a strong resistance to move up further from here. And from the valuations point of view also, we know there are not large number of stocks left undervalued, and we have to advise very selectively. We have to be very, very careful while we advise, because not all stocks are moving up, and they should not move, because then it will create a bubble. Bubble means किसी स्टॉक की वर्थ 20 रुपए होनी चाहिए, अगर वो 30 रुपए, 40 रुपए, 50 रुपए, 60 रुपए, 100 रुपए हो जाएगी, तो इट इज ए बबल, राइट? एंड you all must have experienced in many stocks are under lower circuit from many days, even from the top class management. So management has nothing to do. It is the shareholders in some of the stocks at least. So what is the action required now? Whatever you purchased, it went up. I think in more than 95% of the cases till 2-3 months back, but now it is not happening like that. Now only selected stocks are moving up. Why? पहले एक हवा चल रही थी, हवा का रुख एक ही डायरेक्शन में था, अब हवा का रुख थोड़ा सा बदल गया है. So we have to adjust our sails. ये जो एक शिप होती है, इसमें एक जो पर्दे होते हैं, इसको सेल बोलते हैं. अगर नदी का बहाव के साथ आपको जाना है, then it's okay. But if you want to change your direction, you don't want to go with the direction of the river, then you have to adjust your sails. So same is the case with individual investors. Till date, whatever mistakes you have done, that has been taken care by the market, and that has been gone unseen by the market, because market was moving up. But now it is not like this. You have to look for each and every stock in your portfolio, whether it is worthy of investment or not. So this we have shared in our last webinar also. You can say goodbye to the stocks with which you are not comfortable. Number one rule in stock market is you should be comfortable. आपको नींद अच्छी आनी चाहिए, आपको कोई एक पर्टिकुलर स्टॉक बार बार परेशान कर रहा है तो उसको आप सेल कर दीजिए, सिंपल। स्टोरी खराब होती जा रही है, रिजल्ट्स अच्छे नहीं आ रहे, क्वार्टर आफ्टर क्वार्टर रिजल्ट्स आर नॉट गुड, also maybe for any reason, maybe if the raw material is keeps on increasing or if their output is not being sold into the markets, कुछ भी हो सकता है। Company is deep into losses. Yes, there are many companies which are deep into losses, जिनका की equity bloated है, debt ही debt भरा हुआ है उनके पास. Still there are stories floating in the social media. This is going to be a turnaround stock. I wonder how it is going to be about turnaround stocks. Who will invest money? कौन कंपनी को लोन देगा या कौन उस कंपनी की इक्विटी में इन्वेस्ट करेगा? प्रोमोटर खुद बोलता है कि मैं इसमें और इन्वेस्ट नहीं करना चाहता हूं, लेकिन इन्वेस्टर, एक रिटेल इन्वेस्टर को प्रोमोटर से ज्यादा कॉन्फिडेंस है। नथिंग कैन बी डन, सो लुक फॉर दैट। एक हो सकता है कि कोविड के कारण या फास्ट इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट के कारण एक टेम्पररी एडवांटेज आया होगा कंपनी के लिए। अगर वो वाकई में टेम्पररी एडवांटेज था तो इट इज टाइम टू एग्जिट। You can ask me example. Yeah, there are many pharma companies which were preparing the raw material for the medicines used for COVID. So there is a temporary advantage. There can be many other examples here. If there is a turnaround with profit after tax way below 2019 levels, अगर कोई कंपनी का प्रॉफिट अभी 2019 की लेवल पे भी नहीं आया है, मान लीजिए वो लॉस में चली गई थी और अभी हम 2019 के लेवल पे भी नहीं है, तो डोंट बिलीव दैट दिस इज गोइंग टू बी ए स्टेडी ग्रोअर। क्या penny stocks, be very careful, and let me tell you, to the best of my memory, from last, I believe last 10 years, we have not recommended any stock below rupees 10, and not even 2% of our advice goes for stocks below rupees 50. Why? Not because it is below rupees 50 or below rupees 10, because we don't see any worth, any value in those stocks. So be very careful with the penny stocks. आपका स्टॉक 5,000 रुपए से अगर 1,000 रुपए आता है, it is same as stock falling from 5 rupees to 1 rupee. Loss is same, but it is only a psychological that I have lost 4 rupees and there I have lost 4,000 rupees. Percentage wise, it is the same. And that is the reason why जो small and mid cap stocks which are in the range of 1,000 rupees or more, they are generally undervalued compared to the stocks which are below rupees 10. There is one more very simple way. If given a second chance, will you buy this stock again? If the honest answer from your inside is no, then sell that stock. This is as simple as that. So these were some kind of thumb rules. As far as the future opportunities are concerned, it all depends how our economy develops further from this place. Infrastructure is definitely, we are going to see a lot of investment in infrastructure space, not only in India, but even in US markets. And also infrastructure is the sector which generates lots of jobs. And presently in our country, there is a lot of jobs are required, as the data suggests. Second is textile. Textile sector is doing very well. It has done exceptionally well, rather I should say, but not all textile sectors, all textile companies. There are limited textile companies and which are doing well. And also we have got very limited opportunity because there are not many good textile businesses for investment. And a lot of free trade agreements are being signed by India with other countries. This bodes well for the textile. Also, government has declared PLI scheme for textile. That also is good for the sector. And also, textile is a labor-intensive sector, so government will continue to provide the shops to this sector. Third is technology. As I said, yes, technology is has come in a very big way in almost all the sectors, and be very selective and try to have about 15% of your portfolio, 15 to 20% rather, I should say, in technology stocks, but be very selective. Invest in sizable companies. Sizable, I mean to say, not that very big companies, because in technology, the companies are small in size in terms of the revenue, but then they should be profit making. That should be the number one criteria. And that I always keep on saying, always invest in profitable companies. Construction is another area. Not many stocks are there, but all the whatever stocks are there, they are doing exceptionally well, and they have got very good order book position. So you can look for some construction stocks in your portfolio. So with this, we are coming to the end of today's presentation. If you like this presentation, then you can ask your friends, and if you are attending this presentation for the first time, then you can send us your name and city to this our WhatsApp number 9755920780. We will include you in your nearest city WhatsApp group, and there is only an admin group. Well, this is a very we are ending with a smart word as usual. We do always, and this is a statement, I can say a quote by Benjamin Lee. He says that the stock market is always there. It has been there for centuries, and it lives longer than anyone of us here. Yes, therefore don't rush and trade all your capital like there is no tomorrow. Don't be in a hurry. Have patience. You will get enough opportunities. As I keep on saying, you will get enough opportunities. धैर्य रखिए, संयम रखिए, स्टॉक आपके पास आएगा, सर मुझे खरीद लीजिए. Yes, that is my philosophy. You identify the stock, and if it is not worthy of investment, then have patience. You will get your price in most of the cases. So these are not the whatever stocks I have advised, whatever stocks I have mentioned rather are not, should not be construed as a advice to buy or sell. These are the stocks which we have already, most of the stocks like Tata Elxsi and Deepak Fertilizer, we have already advised to our subscribers, and a lot of gains have already occurred. So don't take it as advice. Not for the technology stocks also. Whatever I have mentioned, the losses, these are not the stocks to be purchased at the current price. As far as the advice is concerned, we are not giving you any advice. It is just a highlight that how these technology stocks have fared. In the short term, anything is possible. They may bounce back, they may not bounce back, but fundamentally, you should look at it at them from fundamental point of view. Okay. Now we are opening the question answer session. You can write in the chat box, or you can raise your hand through the reaction button. Thank you very much for sparing your valuable time. In the chat box, there is I will start with the chat box. Okay, FIIs are buying every day and selling every day in cash segment. Why their buying activity is not reflected in those stocks price which they are buying? Most of the time, FIIs, they buy in large cap companies so that there is not much movement upside or downside. So that is why you are not able to see. And also they try that there is minimum disturbance in the share price. Otherwise, they won't be able to buy at a right price, at an optimum price. Can I invest in stocks or in index fund at this current scenario? In index fund, you can anytime you can invest. It depends on your choice. You can invest in small cap, mid cap, large cap, or broad index like Sensex. Sensex has delivered about 14% CAGR from last so many decades. So if you are happy with 14% returns, you can definitely go for index mutual funds. How to raise the hand to ask question? Okay, in your screen you will find one button with the name of reaction. At the bottom it is appearing with a small plus sign also and an emoji. Telecom sector, Airtel and Idea are different values. Reason please. See, value and price are two different things, and these are decided by the worth of the stock. Airtel is way ahead. It is a profit-making company and it is doing pretty well, while Vodafone Idea is a hugely loss-making company. Will sugar sector do well for next 6 months? 6 months is pretty small period, and most of the sugar stocks are already up. Definitely, sugar prices are firm even at international levels, and also there is a case for ethanol blending. But ethanol story will start from maybe after 12 to 18 months. What is your view on large cap IT stocks? Large cap IT stocks are good, and you can invest for about 15 to 20% returns from current level. Will private banks take the economy to 5 trillion? Banks alone cannot take the economy. It is the total corporate sector which has to do well, and banks can only help them. Has the golden period of this bull run over? Okay, no one knows when the bull run is over, and no one knows when the bull run has started. It is only in the flashback you can see that, okay, this bull run started in 2020, March 2020, like that. And I don't think anyone ever predicted that we are going to see 100% returns in the next 1 year or 1.5 years. So same is the case here also. You cannot say when it will end, but definitely you will get a feel of the cycle, as I said during the presentation, where you are. So presently, I feel there is a lot of steam left. How to invest in SBP? You can always invest in SBP in proportion. Means you can divide it by 10, divide it by 5, how much, whatever funds you have, you can accordingly decide. Okay, any update regarding EV theme and renewable theme? Now, some of the few high following people started saying story will be over in few days. The story is not going to be over in few days. EV is here. In two-wheelers, yes, there is going to be over capacity for two-wheeler EVs, maybe 2 years or 3 years down the line. So be very careful. And also, it is quite possible that maybe one or two of the established players may get dislodged because new players have come. Even Sony is going to foray into EVs. So you can very, very well imagine anything can happen in EV. But the story will remain. New players may come, but EVs are going to be a success. Regarding the renewable theme is there, but now the profit margins are very less. There is very stiff competition. Even small companies can manufacture the renewable powered equipment devices. So that way, there is not much opportunity. Please explain why the P ratios of Tata Steel, Jindal Steel are still very low. Yes, that is the quality of cyclical stocks. When their good times come, at that time the P ratios are the least, and when the P ratio is high, and those times the market is at the bottom. I'm not saying that market is at the peak, but definitely the steel sector and copper, aluminum, there, as far as the price is concerned, we are at a pretty high levels. Is there any further falls expected in Sensex? This question will always haunt you, and don't look for short-term gains or short-term losses. So it is like this. At Smart VRC, we are always happy whether the market goes up or the market goes down. Why? Because ultimately market has to go up. That is given. Now, if the market comes down sharply, then it is an opportunity to pick the stocks, quality stocks. So always look like that. Market has to go up. That is given. 100% market will go up. But when? In the long term. So if we are investing for 4 years, 5 years minimum, because that is the business cycle. One business cycle lasts for about 4 or 5 years. So if you are investing for 4 or 5 years, then remain assured market has to go up, but you have to be very patient to pick the right stocks at the right time. Any reason why we did not rebalance SVP and add more weightage to bulldozer stocks in this short correction and panic? Please explain if possible. See, we are very, very cool in SVP. We are not making any changes from one Wednesday to another Wednesday. Even in a month, we are making changes only once or maybe twice in a month. And still, it has delivered 27% CAGR. We are always watchful about the weightage of the sector, about the weightage of the stock. So don't get impatient. We will do the needful wherever it is required. And we have a solid performance of 21 years behind us. So there is no reason that you should be so thoughtful about it. In how many tranches a buy company share buy in falling market? Okay, what he means to say is, in how many, suppose the market is falling, when we should start buying and how should we do it? So you can divide your available free funds into 2 or 3 parts, and definitely the present one is a situation wherein you can invest one part of that and wait for how the market goes. If the market falls further by 8% or 10%, then it is a time to invest further your second part. So that is the way we do it, and it works every time pretty well. So this was all about the questions you have asked from the chat box. Now coming to the those who have raised their hands. Mr. Dilip Sharma, kindly unmute yourself. दिलीप शर्मा जी, आप अपने आप को अनम्यूट करिए सर स्क्रीन से. Okay, we will take a query from Mr. Murugan. Yes, sir.
Sir, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
This is the time to shift debt fund to equity, either portion or full.
Is this a time to shift from debt to equity? Is it?
Debt fund to equity, either portion or full.
Okay. Among your total investments, you should categorize into equity, debt, gold, real estate, like this. When I say debt, that debt includes the debt also includes your investment in provident fund, that is the provident fund money, your bank FD. These all you should consider as a debt, also the debt funds. When I say equity, then debt funds should be separate. Equity means only equity. Equity means mutual funds, pure equity mutual funds, like this. Your direct investment, that comes into equity. So if you are so you have to decide first yourself that how much proportion you want to invest in equity, how much in debt, how much in gold, how much in real estate. If the proportion is getting distorted, then it is a time to switch from, not switch, but partly you can switch from one investment asset to another. So if you think that you have enough debt, and suppose you get retired and you get a PF, and so your debt portion increases in hand, it increases, and if you want to switch to equity, then definitely you can switch. But just because that the market is rising and you want to switch, then that should not be the reason to switch. But the reason should be a logical one, that how much proportion you should have in equity and debt and other investment assets. Mr. Shah, Access Shah. Access Shah, kindly unmute yourself.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
गुड इवनिंग.
Good evening, sir.
वडोदरा से बोलता हूँ.
जी.
मुझे वो जानना था कि आपकी जो सर्विस है, पीएमएस सर्विस है, उसकी डिटेल मुझे भिजवा सकते हैं. मिनिमम टिकट साइज क्या है और कैसे एनरोल हो सकते हैं, और आपका बैक टेस्टिंग या तो कुछ भी हो वो साइट पे जाने के अलावा आप मुझे व्हाट्सएप पे दे सकते हो.
सर हम लोग पीएमएस सर्विस प्रोवाइडर नहीं है, बट डेफिनेटली हमारे जो प्रोडक्ट्स हैं उनके बारे में जो डिटेल है मैं आपको भेज दूंगा. आप अपना मुझे आप मेरे को अपना मोबाइल नंबर मैसेज कर दीजिए.
मैंने पीएमएस डिटेल के लिए व्हाट्सएप कर ही दिया है आपको, आपके नंबर पे मिस्टर असनानी के.
यस 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 सर. देन आई विल डेफिनेटली गिव यू द रिप्लाई.
मतलब आप पीएमएस रन नहीं करते, आप सिर्फ एडवाइस करते हो.
जी हाँ सर.
और अकॉर्डिंग टू दैट आई हैव टू इन्वेस्ट एंड डाइवेस्ट.
या आई विल गिव यू द रिप्लाई ऑन व्हाट्सएप, और if you want you can even call me. We can have a talk tomorrow morning around 10.
Yes, we can talk.
Yes sir. Yes sir. How did you come to know about this webinar? I believe this is the first time you are attending.
Yes, I am first time attending, but the मैंने बहुत बार YouTube पे भी देखा था और WhatsApp से कहीं से भी मुझे वेलकम आया था, तो मैं WhatsApp पे भी हूँ.
ओके ठीक सर. मैं कल आपको मैं कॉल करता हूँ सर. थैंक यू. दिलीप शर्मा जी.
जी सर, प्रणाम
सर. बताइए सर.
सर बहुत बढ़िया सर, बहुत धन्यवाद आपका, इतना अच्छा आप काम करते हैं.
जी.
अच्छा सर, ना केवल ये पूछना था मेरे को कि जिस लेवल पे बाजार अभी खड़ा है इतना ऊपर, तो हमें थोड़ा सा भी डर लगना चाहिए कहीं से भी कि हम पूरे इन्वेस्टेड हैं?
डर क्यों लगना चाहिए? डर लगने के कुछ कारण होते हैं. एक ही होता है कि हमको जितना इक्विटी में इन्वेस्ट करना चाहिए हमने उससे ज्यादा इन्वेस्ट कर दिया है, तो हमें एक डर लगता है. दूसरा हमें डर इसलिए लगता है कि हमने जिन स्टॉक्स में इन्वेस्ट किया है हमें उनके ऊपर कॉन्फिडेंस नहीं है. तो दो बातें होती हैं. तो जो पहली बात है, अगर आपने अपने जितना इन्वेस्टमेंट होना चाहिए उससे ज्यादा इन्वेस्ट करके रखा है स्टॉक मार्केट में, तो डेफिनेटली अभी इंडेक्स काफी अच्छा ऊपर है, एंड मार्केट अगर थोड़ा ऊपर रैली में जाता है तो यू कैन आप उसमें से सेल करके अपना वो वापस निकाल सकते हैं. और अगर स्टॉक्स आपके सही नहीं है तब तो बिल्कुल डेफिनेटली बनता है आपका डर, और स्टॉक्स को आपको सही करना पड़ेगा, इसमें कोई डाउट नहीं है. अगर आप चाहें तो आप मेरे को WhatsApp कर सकते हैं अपने stocks. Even anyone can do. If you want to have our views, it is just a complimentary service.
सर स्टॉक्स लगभग आपके वाले ही हैं सारे जो भी हैं.
बस तो फिर आप बिल्कुल बेफिक्र रहिए.
जी.
ठीक सर.
ठीक है सर, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सर.
जी सर, थैंक यू. SIP in equities like stocks is better than SIP in mutual funds. See, it all depends. How is the performance? You can go for the past performance, and you can compare that past performance with the desirable index, and then you can compare yourself and decide whether it is investment in stocks you want or investment in mutual funds you want. As for me, investment in stocks is more beneficial because not all the stocks are attractive every time. Some of the stocks in your portfolio may be more attractive. So that gives you an opportunity once in a month to invest more in that stock. Of course, keeping in mind the weightage. Right? Sir, please share your number. Okay. I've shared my office mobile number. I've also shared my office WhatsApp number. Sorry, earlier it was sent under a direct message to the person who asked me about my numbers, but now I have shared with everyone. So no more queries. Waiting for Monday. I would like to share one very interesting feedback from one of our subscribers. What he says is like this: I have invested a lot of money based on your advisory service. What will happen in case if you decide to discontinue providing the advisory services? So this is one of the rarest type of questions I have been asked, and the reply is like this: I will continue to provide the services. Our team is always there to help you, and the main objective, the main purpose is to help the retail investors to create wealth from stocks. How to create wealth, that also how to share. We also want to share our wisdom, our experience with retail investors, and we are not going to discontinue this service, at least in the foreseeable future. And rest assured, you will continue to get the services for a long time to come. Thank you very much. Thanks for sparing your valuable time. Have a good Sunday. Enjoy. Bye-bye.